Okay, so here we go. Now, let's see. I am attempting to start filming, but of course now I have somebody next door doing shit and the dogs will go off. Quiet! This is my daily routine, yelling at them. Come, hey, sit down, quit that shit. No, enough. Look at this, you lost your tail thing. Stop it. Quit that shit. No, give me that tail. Give me the tail now. Sit down, sit down. Stop it. Yeah, I know, you should, I know, calm down, just lay down. Yeah, okay. Hey, don't! You're sniffing my crotch. Okay, you gonna look at you look in the camera. I say hi. You wanna say hi? I know, you gross. Are you meine Kleine? No, boom boom. I'm gonna make bread now. So then I talk to my dogs all day and I tell them what I'm gonna do next. I'm gonna work. Yes. I'm gonna work. I'm also gonna smoke another joint. Yes, that's what I do. Ow, my boobs. Okay, you. Calm down. Stop. We're good. No more. Boom, boom. So he wants to play games. Like, he wants to play. Yes, let me see. Okay, and then she barks because she's helping. Okay, go. Are you catching? Boom, boom, come over here. Show your face. Come up here and show your face. Tell everybody how cute you are. There he is. Let's see if I can do it. Ah, you guys. Hey, look at me. Move the camera slowly, they say. Okay, this is her helping. Okay. Here we go. Alright. It's going to be an attempt in starting the film. Coming out of my insane fog that I've been in. Well, I wouldn't say fog. The amount of stress that I've been under for the last few years has been so horrible. It's just about killed me in the last few months particularly. And while I've been talking about getting out on YouTube and all the things, I've been filming and recording and posting pretty much nothing, because I'm also into perfections. And okay, all right, so treat time. I have to walk over here. Come on, out of view of the camera. I don't have anybody following me around, and I'm not going to be able to do two hands. That's the last one, and you all chill out. You were chilled. You were chilled until that guy showed up over there. Great, sit. Good boy, good girl. Okay, that's it. Done. Leave me alone now. My favorite word is done. Leave me alone now. But in any event, yeah, my plan is to listen to Scattered today. Again, I started the book a while ago by Dr. Gabor Mate, which is about ADHD, which is caused by epigenetic trauma, which I hope that word will become a household name before too long, and what it really means. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. Here we go. I haven't baked any bread in a long time, because I haven't been able to get my yeast to go the way I want. Or, I don't know, things have not been quite working on the bread front. And today is probably no different. So now I'm going to go ahead and make some bread. Okay, so now you just drank water and now you're drooling all over the thing. Like, do I need this? Sit down. No, we're done. Mama working. Mama working now. Stop. No more. They don't quite get that. Mama done. But I don't know. It's a thing. So, what can I say? It's a thing. Where's my coffee cup? There it is. This is for my own amusement too. I have to say it, okay? Fuck it. This is who I am. I'm scatterbrained, but you know, I also smoke a little dope, right? Medicinally, whatever. One can argue that, but that's what it is. But even without it, I'm scatterbrained because I'm ADHD, right? I do shit like stupid. Like, I just pinched my hand for the second time in the door jam. when I pour out the caffeine water, because you don't want to have coffee ground water, because that's good for the plants and bad for the RV. And I lean over because I don't want to step outside, and I have my hand in there and I close the door. Second time today, like a dumb shit. Now the other day, but now again, like, okay, what? Oh my God. Of course, I'm terrified I'm going to be demented like my mother. But then again, they tell us there isn't really anything genetic. That was an argument I had with this lady. I gotta slow down. I'm talking this fast. Yeah, when I was reading in the books I've been reading, that nothing is genetic, really. It's epigenetic. And then I was talking to a woman who had just been studying genetics. And you know, I mean, my knowledge is limited, right? I read the books that doctors read. I read the papers because I own a medical practice and I feel that I should at least understand this stuff. Okay, please don't go off right now, okay? Sit down. Just sit, okay? No. Oh, God. Just go. Just sit down. Every time she sees something, she feels she has to, like, go ape shit. And it derails me. Talk about ADHD and what derails me. I love my dogs, but they can derail me. People texting me. Like, I had to train my Facebook friends. Love you all on Facebook and everything, but people message me during the day or anytime. I'm like, it takes me literally 30 minutes to get myself out of it. Like, if I'm really focused on something and I get a message, and I don't, you know, if I know people, my friends, I get it, you know, but, and no offense, but some of the people on Facebook, I don't really personally know you guys. So don't message me because I can't really respond to it, and I don't want to be rude, and it derails me. It derails me something fierce. Okay, so we have 3 rolls that we like. You know what's really weird? It's like a fear of doing this, right? Sharing my life, really sharing my life. Because it's real and it's been a shit show too, but okay. And then you're like, oh my God, you know, am I doing something wrong? Fuck it, I'm not. All right, pre-rolls. Choose one. This one is, I'm trying to see if it's a sativa or if it's an indica. I want to do a sativa, not an indica this morning, okay. And then if I can't figure it out, I'm just going to give up and take one. Indica, sativa. All right, we'll make this easy. I think these are something else. Neat. My little collection of things. You know, so people will probably go, oh my God, look at all this smoke, right? I need to organize this. But people collect fine wine. Okay, well, that's a drug, right? Okay, but forget it. People collect other things. I collect different types of smoke. All right, here we go. Collect isn't probably the right thing because it doesn't last that long, but more like learn, check it out, all that. Okay. Okay. This could very well end up on YouTube, maybe. I don't know, we'll see. I was gonna do more of a production with the hair, maybe, and the lips, but, or makeup wise, but fuck it, I'm just gonna roll with it. However long it's gonna roll, I have a sneaking suspicion it won't be too long because I'm low on battery on this thing. Okay, so. Yes. They say love yourself. I'm loving myself. Yeah, it's been rough. I came across this whole epigenetic trauma thing about, what, December last year? So this is the paper burning off. And I don't know. It was just such an eye-opener to understand the root causes of how I operate, my way of thinking, my behavior patterns, my relationship patterns, all tied back to epigenetic trauma. And what it really means, like I said, I keep saying that, but it's like, because I still think about it. I'm processing still the amount of abuse and the generational abuse that my mother, what she experienced, what my father experienced, which is why I experienced what I experienced. You know, when they said, when a boy becomes a wife beater, you know, I remember this when I was growing up, you know, they learned it at home, you know, it's like it's learned behavior from home. Yeah, that's actually, that's right there is epigenetic trauma, right there. It's learned behavior. But over time, this behavior can actually change your DNA. All the way, like every disease model that we have, any disease model, it's not really wrong terms, but every disease that shows up in the body apparently is linked to these types of events as well. You know, everything's really introduced from the outside, which makes the body react in a certain way. Mostly epigenetic trauma. Like Dr. Van der Kolk, I think is his name. He said something about the body keeps a score, and then Dr. Gabor Mate wrote a similar book on it, and it's true. And I think it's really true. You can feel it. I mean, I also believe you can heal yourself with your mind. I've done it. I've made things go away in manifestation and stuff. People don't want to believe into that. They go, oh, that's all hocus pocus. I don't think so. The mind is powerful, as they say. We only use like 10% of it. But yeah, so I've been on the road now since May. I sold my house on May 26th, turned 60 on May 8th, and started out in the first RV, the Mercedes Sprinter van, and then I ended up upgrading to my new RV, the Coleman, right here, the 30-foot Coleman, in July, in New York. And I've been just trying to figure out, you know, what my next phase of my life is. My business has evolved. The last year has been really hard. Like I said, last couple of years. We went from a cash pay model, basically what we called a private pay model, which is all there was in the beginning. Nobody even dealt with opiate addiction or wanted to pay for it. Insurance didn't cover it. It was the whole thing. We did this in 2004 or 5, a long time ago. And then we morphed into a full-on medical practice with Medicaid and all insurances and employee-based, and we morphed into it over time. And the expense on every level to do it, financially, emotionally, physically, everything, I would have never imagined what I would encounter, to be quite frank. So today we sit here with 4 locations, close to 900 patients. Company's called VAMed Health Group LLC, short VAMed Group on the web.com. And we built something really special. Most of the people that work with us, I don't want to say for me, I don't like that term, you know, for me. I say my team and my providers, but it's really, you know, all of us together are in recovery in the front line. The providers can't be all of them. I mean, you can't always find that people have a personal story, but many have at least knowledge or maybe in their life a story, but some don't. Some just are, you know, went to school, became providers, and that's what they do. Most everybody that started with me is still with me, including my doctor that started, the doctor that started this with us. And that was in 2004, and I think that says a lot. And what we really have done is we built a place for people in recovery, by people in recovery. You know, everybody in, you know, the front, we're all living this thing. I've got 21 years without alcohol as of May 11th of this year, so a little bit more now. some people could argue my cannabis use doesn't qualify me anymore as being sober. But I would say this, in terms of what it, medically it can be used, of course. And then they used to be against antidepressants and all the medications in the rooms too, No, just white knuckle it. Just go do it. And I personally myself am for less meds, or natural meds, or plant meds like this. For me, my personal choice, versus taking pills, to be honest. And that's kind of been a driving force. Can we do better? Can we find other things that we can offer our patients that are helpful in their recovery and in their ongoing recovery? Because the most important thing that I've learned is, with all this time and being 60 and just being in life, that people aren't really better just because they stopped the substance. Because the epigenetic trauma piece hasn't been addressed. Now, this generation, the younger generation, social media, everybody talks about trauma, vagus nerve and all this stuff everywhere, and I'm sure it's all valid. I see it from really great, renowned sources. Haven't tried all of it. I can't say I have. But my generation, we didn't have that. And largely, my generation and the one before, maybe a little older, are running the show in the world today. And I think we can all agree it's quite a shit show at the moment. Now, if you look at history, there's been shit shows all through history. Everybody, everywhere you look, there are shit shows. But then the shit shows repeat themselves. And guess what? It's all tied to epigenetic trauma. Wow. Violence. We're violent people. I don't know. But why are we violent? Why do we want to do that to each other? Okay. I'm wandering out of the thing. Okay, I got this. I got that. I need my scale. Okay. Yeah, it's like you don't have a cameraman. This is what you get. Moving the camera is not optional. And I'm not actually trying to do a cooking show today. Although I'll show you all what I'm doing. It's more, I'm going to do the things that I do in my life and film. Because if I don't, this will never ever happen. Most of it's going to be in the raw like this. I love putting makeup on, love being dressed cute, love all that stuff. But that's not my reality when I wake up in the morning. And it's not my reality sometimes until 2 or 3 in the afternoon, because I actually work. Tell people all the time, I actually do shit. You may not think I do shit, but I do shit. So, so back to epigenetic trauma. What is epigenetic trauma? Epigenetic trauma is trauma that is passed down through generations, but it's really behavioral and taught, in my opinion. It's basically how we have set ourselves up. Okay, I'm out of it. It's basically how we have set ourselves up in history, in life, to live our lives. And largely, I think it's, I have to just spit it out. It's so hard for me not to say it. I tie things back to organized religion. No, I'm not talking about God and spirituality, but I am talking about books that are written by humans, not by some guy in the sky, and interpreted a certain way and put a lot of restrictions or a lot of way. How do we raise our children? And every religion is about love. Every religion says, do not harm yourself and others. Like, treat yourself as you would treat others. And we do the exact opposite. I mean, one of my examples are madrasas, right? In the Middle East. I mean, the kids are, the boys are taken into these schools, they're beaten and read a book and then being basically told, go kill people. Well, what the hell do you think is going to happen when they come out of there? But Christianity is not to be absolved, neither is Judaism or any of the other religions, because they all have it. They all, the interpretation thereof when groups come together. I have no idea what happens. But what I see is utter destruction, in my humble opinion. You're supposed to beat your kids. What? You know, corporal punishment. And so that was going on, you know, kids should be seen, not heard, you know, that was all throughout, you know, the Industrial Revolution and before. Well, what does that do to us, what we know today, to our psyche, to our bodies? It creates crazy people, really, in many aspects. How we relate to each other, relationships, abandonment, all this stuff, you know, family unit. You understand that trauma can happen while the mother is in some sort of stressful situation in the last trimester. Tell me what mother isn't stressed in the third trimester. Every mother is probably stressed in the third trimester. Many are miserable in their relationships. I know this for a fact. That's always a good one. You know, there's all this stuff that goes on. And then these kids are born and right into a trauma world. And when you come to understand that 95% of persons with substance use disorder have ADD or ADHD, well, looky here. Can you see it? It's on a global scale. It's like, oh my God. At least that's where I sit. I start to see this like in a magnifying glass. Holy shit. Everybody's fucked up. And substance use is not just, you know, alcohol or drugs. It's anything. Workaholic, sexaholic, if you want. You know, anything you kind of, I guess, do to excess. Amassing wealth. People. It is a drug. It's a powerful drug. In so many ways, but I venture to bet that every single one of those people is miserable as fuck on the inside. Because life just is not about that. And I'm not begrudging anybody anything. No, really not. That's not what this is. It's more like, okay, you have this big ass fucking yacht that also pollutes the ocean, by the way. But okay, you got it. How big of a hole is that filling in you? How does it feel on the gut, on the inside? Are you feeling good about it? Is that going to do it for a minute? Yeah. Okay, ask yourself that question. Ask yourself the question when you're sitting on the toilet, or you're looking in the mirror, or you're by yourself like this. You know, I ask myself all sorts of questions. I've been by myself now for a while. You know, COVID kind of started that. But you talk about introspection and look around. What's fucking really important? In my life, because it's taken me all over the goddamn place, I've seen some shit that you know, with the big yacht probably never will see. And you ought to touch with what it's like, what is really going on. And if that defines you, then you're the poorest motherfucker out there. You know, I mean, again, I don't begrudge anybody anything, but if you have it, share it. Share it. Give to others. Oh, here we go. Socialism, radical, left. No, just a human that looks around and understands that if you give people an opportunity, they will thrive. It's not just about giving people money. That's not what I'm talking about either. No, I'm talking about giving them the way that they can flourish on their own. You know, this is whatever. Again, epigenetics ties back into, you know, people having jobs. Poverty is a big one too. You know, you see more, you tend to think you see more harm there, but I think it's equal. Middle class, upper class, lower class, fuck ever class. Everybody's got some shit that they carry, you know. I mean, look at Kate Spade. She popped in my head. She committed suicide. I'm not sure anymore what exactly anybody ever knew why she but she was Kate fucking Spade. Handbags, gazillionaire, right? Making money hand over fist. No. What is it? In the United States, we consume the most amount of medications, 5% of the population, 56% of medications produced in the world. Those are statistics I read a while ago. There could be probably more now. Are consumed by the United States consumer. Humans. I mean, are you all out of your fucking mind? you know, but why is that? Most of them are mental health. Because everybody feels like shit. But we created this stressful, you know, way of living. Oh, this chasing for money. Oh my God. I see it everywhere. You know, you don't have a choice. I mean, I've got to do the same thing. Don't get me wrong. Money, you got to have it. You know, I hope all this could blow up on YouTube. Get me there, because I have work to do. I get it. But I see it online, right? Facebook, you know, it's like noise. You know, what was that Orwell, whatever movie, you know, everybody talks to you, gas stations, everything lights up, social media, do this, buy this, become this coach, teach somebody this, da, da, da. I'm like, what are y'all selling to each other, too? Everybody coaches everybody. I'm like, okay, everybody coaches everybody. What do y'all do? It's kind of cool, though. I guess people are making money coaching each other. Whatever, it works. Make yourself happy. It works. I'm happy for you. I think I can coach you, too. Teach you a couple things. And I'll tell you how much I'll charge when I do it. And I may, you know, what the hell. But I'm like, oh, my God. You know, but it's such a rat race. It's such a rat race. What are your goals? What do you want to be in the future? And I sit here and I go, I just want people to be better and healthier and feel good about themselves and stop the pain. Everybody's in pain physically, emotionally, and you know, and most people are just living paycheck to paycheck, beholden to whatever, and our governments are just playing with us like the little mice, you know. There are more of us than there are of them, but they haven't got us all by the string, whether it's the IRS or, you know, big business. And I, as a small business owner, I can attest that I'm not crook enough to get the money I need to maybe expand or do other things. So we're going to go another way and work that. By the way, I'm that social liberal because I've worked my entire life since I was 14 years old. I don't want to hear any shit stuff from anybody. But people have help along the way, and I've had help. I've had some people give me a hand in different ways. It's what we do. It's what we should do. What we should do it in a larger scale. Because if you give people a helping hand, they can do for themselves. I do own and operate a mental health substance use medical practice, 4 locations, 900 patients today. I'm not formally educated, but I've had opportunities along the way, and I took advantage of those opportunities, right? Advantage. Of course you would. How do we create that for other people? And we can. It doesn't take much. It really doesn't. And so back to epigenetic trauma, it starts there. So my story is my mother, you know, was lived during the war and ended up seeing the smoldering bodies in Auschwitz. She was taken there by the Russians after the war ended. They took a bunch of kids, and you know, she was one of them. I filmed it. I have it I've stored, and we'll share it one day. And my father, I mean, he had a crazy life. I mean, I remember one story being told that he was dropped outside of the balcony on his head because my grandfather was pissed at him for some reason. I mean, and he was born and raised in Austria. He was a little younger than my mother, 7 years younger. So, and he was the one that really drank a lot. He was the one that became a raging alcoholic. And my mother, I guess, ended up, she was mean as shit. But she ended up taking a lot of pills. She did. She, Valiums and stuff. She couldn't sleep, though. You know, and she said that in this piece that I did recently when I was in Germany. She couldn't sleep. She never did. She always walked around. It's weird. And she was really a mean person. I mean, that's a chapter and verse for another day or time. God. And I've had therapy around it. You know, I've dealt with it. I don't know. That one keeps coming back. How can anybody be so mean? Yeah. But when you understand that, and then you look around what's going on everywhere right now. Everywhere. Always has been, you know. Again, wars. Every single bomb that ever flies anywhere. I was in Germany recently. I met a girl that came out of the Serbian. She was a child but during the Serbian conflict. Yeah. Lots of struggles. She's better. Getting better. She's actually recognizing and got help and is getting mental health help. And has made some changes in her life. She's in her 30s. And I just started to really understand it, the connection, because this is around the time I read the first book by Dr. Gabor Mate, the The Realm of the Hungry Ghosts. Hungry Ghosts, yeah. That was the book that really got me in my gut punch. That was the one where I realized, you know, there was never a choice. I ended up with having 2 half-sisters. My father got married in Canada. He went to Canada. And they both are dead at 31 and 38. The 38-year-old they found on her birthday on Valentine's Day a few years ago. I don't know, 2, 3, or maybe 4 years. I'm not sure, but not too long ago. I'm not sure if she died that day, but that's when they found her. My father died from pancreatic cancer. And the other one found on an overdose. And we all thought she was sober. 31-year-old. That was a big surprise. I found out on Facebook. I saw RIP. I said, oh, it must be somebody else. And then the message from the other half sister, which was still alive, obviously, what had happened, and it basically all the way progressed. And I didn't grow up with my father. My father left, and I went to Canada once, and when they were small. I mean, and when I was in my 20s, I went and one thing about my mom, though, I had a better vision of my life. I lived pretty, I lived in Germany, so what can I say? Yeah, it was just very clean and da-da-da. And when I came into this house with my father and his wife and 2 small kids, it was drinking in the morning, coffee and spiked, and I hadn't seen that. Later, you know, I saw a lot on those trips. I saw a lot. She had several kids, and she was also half indigenous, and I don't know. They're both passed away now. They're beautiful people. They were sweet. I mean, I'm not, you know, they were not bad people at all. They were just, their traumas got them. And they never got better. My father never got better. Linda never got better. And she was a little bit. She actually survived. She was miracle walking. She had severe liver cirrhosis. She stopped for a few years. Then my dad died, and then she went off deep end again. But yeah, so, you know, you kind of see all that. But in my case, what happened is you make a lot of choices in life based on your trauma tapes. You know, how you connect with people, who you connect with, who you attract in life, what business decisions you make, whether you make any business decisions. You know, ADHD untreated is huge procrastination. Procrastinate my entire fucking life. Today I'm late for everything. It had gotten worse. My mother was always late, 10 minutes. God, it used to drive me fucking nuts. Nuts. Me? You're lucky if I'm only late 10 minutes. And I didn't get that. So what I'm doing now is I'm also going to break this apart. I'm listening to the book Scattered, and chapter by chapter, I'm going to break it down and share more of the story, of my story, and then how did we end up building this medical practice, and what I see today with people, and where I think we need to go and what we need to do. The type of medical practice that we have is the one that Dr. Gabor Mate has written about in his book that was written in 2006 that I just read, and I actually highlighted it. I was like, oh my God, we've done this intuitively, because nobody really taught me this. Like I said, I'm just doing it, winging it. Not winging it, it just comes from my gut. It comes from my intuition, it comes from here. You know, what would I do? How do I do it? You know, I'm in recovery. What would I need right now? And so we built a practice for that with no wait list. You know, we have our own way of doing it, because when people need help, they need help now. Not 3 weeks from now, 3 months from now. You know, so we're going to talk about all that. I'm going to share everything. And a lot of it is going to be just like this. In the raw. I think I'm done for today, though. I think I'm going to kind of leave it here. Thanks to everyone who's supporting me and keep watching. Hope to share how I live now too. I mean, like, you know, hope to share. No, hope to share. I am going to share. Blah, blah, blah. See, this is it. Shatterbrain. But best thing to do is probably just shut up and let it go for today. Thank you so much. Love y'all. Promise it'll be good shit. I think I can share some good shit that'll be beneficial to everyone. That's my goal anyway. With lots of love. More to come.